Hello, Living Room family. How are you all doing? We wanted to come to you face to your beautiful face and just talk about some of the good things that God's doing through the podcast, through the ministry that you're supporting. And I just didn't want to get down to writing a letter. I wanted to get right out there and I wanted you to hear our voice and somehow hear our heart. Just let you know how much we appreciate you.
You're so special. You're so valuable to the Lord. And what God has called Stephen and I to go to 1,000 communities across the world. And you as the Living Room family, you're our intimate family. And so we want to empower you first, and then we want to go into the 1,000 communities. We're so excited that God has been doing so many things lately.
Yes,
We've been hearing some great stories even in the last few weeks, like every single day, stories that you think, wow, I mean, they're life-changing. One lady was in the hospital. She felt all alone. No one was with her. The doctor said she probably had cancer and she was going for her operation. She was there all by herself. And she turned on the Life Talks podcast. And she says, I felt like Pastor Stephen and you were there right there together. And she goes, the doctors came back and said, I have no cancer. Another lady who had dealt with shame and a girl and rejection all her life. And in a moment listened to one of our podcasts and took communion. And then Steve got to pray with her, and years of shame and rejection just kind of supernaturally fell off of her. And she feels like, she says, I feel like I've been born again.
Isn't that beautiful? Listen, the Lord put on our heart when we even started this ministry, He just said, Stephen and Pam, keep it simple. Just carry the message to the people, and the life will be in the message. The anointing is in the message. And and that's what the word says, is that the anointing is the burden removing, yoke destroying power of God. You have been supporting us, helping us with this ministry and getting the message, helping us carry the message to people through the Life Talks podcast, to those who are in a desperate place, who are going to surgery, going into hospitals, dealing with family members that have passed away. And you're helping us bring good news, joy-filled words to people who are in need. And I just want to thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our heart for helping make this possible.
It's so exciting. We're hearing stories. A lot of teenagers are listening to this, and college students. And it's just literally reframing their way of thinking for relationships, their way of thinking towards life. One of the new things we have, it's a masterclass called the Wisdom Challenge. And we're seeing so many people of all ages taking the Wisdom Challenge. So we just want to thank you also, not only the podcast, but we're working on the new Living Room Music Worship Collection. We're excited about putting this music in people's hearts, in your hearts, and people across the world to be able to sing about the goodness of God and change the climate around them. Thank you too. I just want you to know that there are places that Stephen goes and I go. We go and minister, and we've been preaching a lot. Stephen has on the message of joy and honor. It seems like it's really reframing entire church's way of thinking. He's doing a lot of leadership conferences for staff and pastors. And also there are times that we have to go into places and they don't have the money to support us. So your giving makes us being able to take us and our team into communities that cannot afford us, leaders that need us desperately. They're hurting so bad, and pastors are crying, going, I have hope again. But there are some places that are smaller that have no money to support our team coming in. So you're supporting that. So we want to thank you.
Isn't that what it's all about? Bringing hope to the hopeless. And I just want to pronounce, with Pam's agreement, a blessing on you. Luke 6:30.